Hi there, this is Molly with MotorSports News, and here in a moment we'll be doing an interview and checking out some really awesome vintage bikes, so stay tuned.
Hi, this is Jim with MotorSports News here today. We're going to check out some really cool bikes I seen the other day at one of the car shows. Who am I with today?
Sherilyn Cheddar.
Garth Cheddar.
And that's not Garth Brooks, by the way. And he will be up on stage singing here after the show, though. Okay, so what do we have here?
We have mine is a 1975 Honda CB750.
Mine's a 1975 Honda.
Okay, well, when you say Hondas, that's not really true, though, is it? Because the bikes are actually custom built.
Yes, sir. The one right there was originally made in about 1975. It's one-off. It's got one-off about everything. However, the engine, is an original Honda CB750.
Okay, but it's bored out and
Yeah,
it has all the really cool
yes,
stuff
it
on
is.
it. Yeah.
Has an 836 in it and a lot of items on it.
Okay, so tell me the history, how you come of the bike.
Well, we originally were wanting one back way back years. I originally owned a Honda CB750, and I was at rallies and everything, and I always wanted one. Well, we were on the internet, and we found it, and I was like, man, I got to have that. So we rode over there, and I saw it, I said, yep, that's it, I want it. So we purchased it right away that day. And then we found out that years ago, when it was originally made, my original owner was a person named Ron Lowe. So for 3 years, we're trying to find him. I thought, well, that'd be really awesome to just find my original owner. Well, we looked and looked and looked, and we saw you one day at a show and on and on. Well, we ended up that day finding Ron Lowe, and I was just so happy to, for that.
Yeah, so Ron wasn't just the owner, though. He was the man behind the iron. He's the one that built the car. The bike.
The whole thing. The tank, the fenders, everything is Ron Lowe items, and yeah.
Yeah, and so he had an actual motorcycle shop back in the day, and so that's what he did.
Yeah,
that was his trade.
Yep, that's what he would do.
Okay.
And yep.
Well, one of the good things that we have is we're lucky enough today to have Ron here with us. And so what we're going to do is here in a minute, we're going to, after we take a break, we're going to come back with the actual builder, the man himself, Ron, and we're going to talk about his history, what he done, and where he's at today, and some of his artwork. And because that's exactly what it is. This is artwork. This isn't a go to the store, buy on a part from Jegs, and bolt it on, and look, I have this custom car or custom motorcycle thing. So tell me about the other bike, which is yours. Oh, actually, one question. Which one's the better bike?
Well,
hers. Hers, right? Hers,
that's
right?
a matter. Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Hers is by far the best.
Yeah. So I'll tell you what. Hand the mic over to her, and let's talk about her bike. Let's get the history on this other bike, which is this one back here.
Right, the root beer bike.
Almost looks like a coffin.
It is a coffin tank,
Uh-huh.
And we actually found this one off of Craigslist as well.
Uh-huh.
And so we got it, and most everything on that bike, except for the top cover, is the actual original chrome from 1974. I
Okay.
guess called it a 75 before. It's a 74.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and you guys just sent the carbs out and had some of the stuff chrome plated on that.
We did. We actually we took off the old set. We bought a set. From a place here in town in Denver, and we tore it apart. We sent out the pieces. We had it vapor blasted up in a little bit of North Denver here, and then the chrome we sent out to California.
And what's the name of that chrome shop for everybody?
That one was West Coast chrome.
West Coast Chrome. Okay.
And so we got all those parts back, and he and I just watching YouTube videos, believe it or not, going piece by piece, just put it back together. And we have had it on maybe about a week or two, and it's running great.
Oh, good. Yeah. All right, well, great. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a break for a minute. We're going to come back with the man himself, Ron. Hello, we're back with Motorsports News, and we're talking to Ron Lowe here. He is the actual builder of this blue bike work of art, is what I call it, because, I mean, it's just awesome. So tell me about the history of the bike.
Well, I opened a shop in 1972 called Saks Fifth Choppers, and I built a lot of 750 Hondas using frames that I purchased from other people when I got the idea to make my own. And I started with rigid frames for 750 Hondas. And then I decided to try to make a bike, custom bike that sat low, that had suspension in the back. So they used the stock Honda 750 swing arms, and pretty well easy to build after that, after you get the frame. And
yeah, so you actually bent the frame up, and you have benders and stuff, and now you jigged them up, and of course you welded them and everything, right?
I made a frame jig.
Yeah. And of this particular frame, how many frames like this did you build?
I think there's probably a total of about 20.
Yeah, and then I see it's a Springer front end. Now that front end you purchased, or did you manufacture that?
Yeah, I never made front ends.
Okay. All right. And then so you used the 750 Honda motors.
Right.
And did you use all stock, or did you typically do something to those things?
Oh, I did quite a bit to them. A big bore kit, and one I used a magneto on it that was kind of neat looking.
Now you told me earlier that you did a bike and you actually had a supercharger on it.
Yeah, that was a 750 Honda engine with a supercharger that was a three-wheeler that won the 1976 Detroit Motorcycle Show. And first prize was a new Ford van, 1976.
Yeah, and you won that van?
I won the van.
Do you still have the van?
No. I did cut it in half.
The van?
Yeah, this way. And cut 5 inches out of it to lower it.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. How old was the van when you done that?
How old was it?
Yeah, was it still new?
It was a 76, had about less than 7,000 on it when I cut it in half.
I'm not sure if that's good or bad. Do you have pictures of that somewhere?
I have pictures of where you can see the 5 inches of space all around it.
Well, that's cool. You know what? We're going to have to actually visit him at his location and look at some of the old pictures and tell the story about what I call a lost art of today. Yeah. All right. Well, listen, I appreciate your time, and I look forward to looking at the history and the pictures and telling everybody about the story of your life and your artistic talent, is what I would call it. All right.
And great. I am sad that I can't still build them.
Well,
I would love to still be doing it. Yeah.
Guess what? We can still tell people how to do it, though, and that's where the legacy doesn't stop from there.
Right.
And I think that's something that...
No, we don't have to say much. Just tell them to look.
Yeah. Have you tried that with kids nowadays?
No.
Not really, but anyway. Listen, we're going to get back to the station, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks.